Hello, I'm Sarah. I'm a middle distance runner. I usually do 800s, 1500s, sometimes 3K or cross country. I first got into running when I was about 9 years old because I'd watch my parents go out for runs like almost every day, and then I just started joining them for like 10 minutes. I joined an athletics club, Livingston Athletics Club, and I've been running for them ever since.
Nice, and you've had a really amazing recent achievement of being selected to represent GB at the European U23 champs for the 1500. Was that the aim coming into the season?
It very much wasn't the aim, but when I was injured from about mid-February until May, the qualifying time was kind of in the back of my mind. I knew it was going to be difficult to achieve, but that was kind of keeping me going. And then I started doing some sessions and it was going a bit better than I expected, so it was kind of becoming more of an aim. And then I ran the qualifying time in Loughborough like 1 week before the Euro trials, and that's when I was like, okay, now I actually maybe can do this. Like, it's not as out of reach as I thought. And then going into Euro trials, I knew the race was going to be tough, but I think the slow start and the burn up last lap really played into my hands, which I was lucky with.
And that injury, you said, what was that injury, and how did you manage to sort of maintain your fitness during that time?
So it was my Achilles. I got back from the Armagh 3K and there was a big lump on my Achilles. So yeah, I went to the physio and I realised it was going to be pretty bad. I think I was off running for about 12 weeks, but I just cross-trained, went on the elliptical pretty much every day, sometimes twice a day. I don't know, I don't really struggle to keep motivated. Like, I get very frustrated with injuries, but I just sort of tried to keep in the same routine as normal and just, I don't know, keep focused. I don't really like a day without doing a bit of exercise or keeping busy, so it's not too difficult for me to keep cross-training.
Nice. And who is it that coaches you at the moment, and how much a role have they played sort of in guiding you through this season, as well as especially coming back sort of from an injury?
So my coach is Lewis Walker. He's coaching me from afar, which seems, I don't know, when it first started I was a bit skeptical as to how it was going to go, but actually I think it works really well for me. We message a lot, we FaceTime, and I update him all my sessions or if I have any niggles or anything. And yeah, when I was injured this time, I sort of tried to keep more contact with him and keep him in the loop a bit more, because in the past when I've been injured, I sort of tried to block him out a bit, I don't know, because I feel like I'm letting my coach down. Like with so many injuries, feel like you're letting other people down, not only yourself. But I realised that actually he's also frustrated. He's putting in a lot of effort as well to get me to where I want to be. So keeping him in the loop and also just messaging him about all my cross-training sessions like I would with my track sessions, it honestly felt like it didn't feel much different, because I had people going on elliptical with me, like other people in the Hares and Hounds who are injured, and just I have people who are at the track with me, and I was messaging Lewis and it felt like I still had the same aims as I would. So yeah, I think that was, he played a big part in me getting back from my injury.
That sounds good. And just last question, what does a sort of typical training week look like for you at the moment?
So at the moment, on a Monday, I'll gym in the morning and cycle for about an hour in the evening. On a Tuesday, I'll do a track session. On a Wednesday, I'll gym and I'll go on the elliptical for 45 minutes. On a Thursday, I'll do a short tempo and some strides. On a Friday, I rest. On a Saturday, I'll do another track session. And then on a Sunday, if I'm not racing, I'll go out for a 2-hour cycle, or on the elliptical for about 80 minutes. Or sometimes, depending on how much running I've done in the week, I'll go for a short run.
Yeah, so what's your sort of main shoe rotation for warm-ups, cool-downs, track sessions, all that?
So easy runs, warm-ups, cool-downs, I wear the Hoka Arahi. And then, so I'm going to do some fast 200s now, I'm wearing the Dragonflies. We don't often wear these in training, but gonna wear them today.
Special occasion.
Yeah, and then for my other reps and tempos, I wear these shoes. I'm not exactly sure what they're called, like the Asics Meta Speeds. Yeah, and they're great. I love them a lot.
And the Dragonflies are your sort of go-to racing shoes as well for the middle distance events.
Oh yeah, I always race in the Dragonflies. Yeah, I even started wearing them in cross country as well last year because I like them a lot. Why?
First rep done, how does it feel?
It feels okay.
Yeah.
The pace feels fine, but when it's long reps, I'm always worried it's going to feel a bit long at the end.
Yeah, fair enough.
The session went pretty well. I missed having Jenny to run with. Usually we take it like rep about the sort of has to work for you, and also Jenny's much better at pacing than I am, so I usually let her take the first rep. But I got to do the 200s with the girls, and then I did 4 800s at 5k pace, just to sort of top up my endurance, because recently I've just been racing and practicing like sprinting and speed endurance, but to get me like through the rounds at Euros and I don't know, just to get through all these races, I do need to be doing some endurance work as well.
And speaking of Euros, that's your next race coming up next weekend.
Yeah.
What are your hopes for that?
Well, I wasn't so sure, but the start list came out yesterday and I'm ranked 8th, so I want to come better than 8th, and I came 7th at Euro U23s in 2019, so I want to do better than 7th as well. So yeah, as long as I'm just like there or thereabouts, maybe aim for like top 5 or something. Yeah, but I think just going into that, I'll just try and take it like through the heats, like try and make it through the heats and then see how I'm feeling. But if I can just keep healthy until then, I think it should be okay. Yeah, definitely, if I go in with no niggles, I think it'll be good.
Can't ask for much more.
Yeah. And
yeah, you're training with Edinburgh Uni Hares and Hounds.
Yeah.
And they have a very strong female group. How much do you sort of enjoy being part of that, especially off your second place finish at Bucks Cross Country as well?
Yeah. I mean, I love the Harries. Like, I literally came to Edinburgh Uni for basically no other reason other than the Hares and Hounds. It seemed like such a good group. Yeah, especially this year, like I've just done so many things with them, like training, socials, like everything. Bucks was probably my favourite memory from uni. It was my one and only Bucks for my undergrad, but like I came second, I fell over, had a good time on the night out, like it was such a fun trip. Yeah, and it made up for not being able to do any of the other Bucks while I was studying.